What's up? Little update video on the Honda. I've recently, well, I posted in my last video that I was going to do a snorkel update video, which I have done it, but I didn't video it just due to the fact that everybody else has a update or a snorkel video. So I didn't really see a point. So I just kind of left that one for everybody else to look up, because I didn't want to redo videos that are already out there, considering there's about 20 different ones of different people doing them. But every video you watch goes back to Mud Puppy, which is where I got this one from, which I did it kind of just a little bit different than he did. What did I do different? Oh yeah, I painted it black, gloss black, so it kind of matched my racks, but it's kind of peeling off down here, so I got a rubber boot downstairs I can put on it. I had to cut a hole in my plastic, which I wasn't really looking forward to. I was going to wait and do a radiator relocate and then just bring it up right through here. Excuse all the mud. I just washed it, but I didn't do a full wash. I just washed it just a little. Oh yeah. One thing I do not like about the design of this radiator coolant fill cap is this little plug. Every time you take it off, you gotta take the plug back off, put it back in the hole, and then you can put your cap back on. If you don't do that first, it's not gonna go back on. And I kind of messed up when I put it on, so I'm gonna have to fix it a little bit. You know, I got this perfect straight line here, but it's nice and out and open, so anybody standing back here can see my beautiful white 90-degree turn. And then I redid my vent for the water pump overflow, so I had to redo it because I had it just plugged off. But that was kind of stupid, because if it overheated and needed to spill out, then it wasn't going to be able to go anywhere. It caused a problem. And that's what the Boss stereo did to my rack. Kind of ticks me off, so I'm probably going to get these taken off and re-powder coat them one day, hopefully. I think it'd be kind of cool to match the wheels and the little Rubicon badging on it. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. It's kind of an idea that I have, to take them off, get them sanded and powder coated. Then I did get a new sound bar. It's a Memphis. The only reason why I went this route, somebody recommended going looking at the Gator speakers, which would be perfect if I had a radio relocate, and they are cheaper than, you know, this particular Memphis and Wet Sound or anything like that. So I was gonna do that and just wait, but my local ATV dealer, I went up there to get some parts, and they had this one on sale. It just didn't have the hardware, so it was $200 for, a $680 speaker. So I kind of jumped on it. There wasn't nothing wrong with it. It was just missing the mountain hardware, which I'll get to that in a second. But it sounds good. It's real loud. It's sleek. It matches everything. I've got it electrical taped up right now, which it ain't going nowhere. They didn't have the mountain hardware, so I had to order it from Memphis themselves, which was $50. So all in all, I got $250 in the speaker, which is still cheaper than a Gator, and it's just as loud. So did that. In the box, I got it mounted. I like the way it's mounted, but it's kind of aggravating when you have to get to it, because you got to turn around, open it up. I wish I could mount it in a little bit of a different spot. But besides that, I got that mounted. I still got to clip it. Let's see, the ball hitch. I had somebody comment and ask me where I got my ball hitch. I got it at Bass Pro. It's just a regular ball hitch. So you go back over to the sports area where they got all the boating and receivers and stuff, where they got the four-wheeler stuff, and then they got this hitch right here for a four-wheeler. One thing I found out that is kind of a design flaw in my opinion is the little crush washers that they send with you. These little things right here, they send two of them, one for the top and one for the bottom. They're kind of trashy in my opinion. They tend to spread and snap after a while. I just tightened it back up. I'm debating on whether I want to take it off and take this crush washer out, because the first one that was on the bottom down here, it crushed and then it spread and it snapped, which caused the hitch to get loose and was just flopping around back here. don't really like that. So for anybody else is deciding to get one of these, I would suggest just doing away with the crush, either just doing away with the crush washers or going and getting you a true lot washer. But for this particular bike, I don't know, or four-wheel, I'm sorry, some people get butthurt about that. But you might have to get a longer bolt, because this one really, it's already, I mean, about 3/4 of the bolt or nuts on the bolt. So you may have to get a longer bolt, but I really like the hitch. The hitch is working perfect itself. I just don't like the crush washers. Might have to do something different. Let's see what else. Tires, they're pulling great. I love the tires. I had somebody comment and tell me I needed a gear reduction. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm gonna get a 35% gear reduction for it, which is coming. Just kind of take a little time. So we'll see what happens with that. Got the O2 sensor done. And, oh yeah, these mountain brackets. The mountain brackets that they ordered for me from Memphis come with the 2-piece mountain brackets to go over the bar. But of course, they didn't include the part that goes on right here that slides onto the speaker, like so, in order for it to hold the speaker. And then they didn't include any of the screws to hold the brackets together, so I'm kind of SOL on that too. I'm gonna have to keep the electrical tape mod. And then my flag I had broke, so I'm gonna have to get another one of those when the time comes. And I polished it, which I kind of got a smooth polish. It ain't detailed fully. I didn't take it completely apart because I had to ride it last weekend, Sunday, before I went to work to test out the snorkel, make sure everything was good and tight on it before I left. But the spray that I use is Honda. It's High Performance Pro Honda Spray Cleaner Polish. This stuff works good. You can wash the four-wheeler off, and it leaves that little muddy film on if you don't wash it with soap or whatever. You just take this stuff and spray it on it, let it sit for a little bit. Take a microfiber and just wipe it off, give it a good wash, or not wash, but a wipe. It'll be good to go. And then, oh yeah, the part that I did different than Mud Puppy. So usually right here, there'd be a big old air diaphragm because there's your air box. And you have your big air diaphragm that comes out and sits right here. Pretty much pointless. It's just a big old pocket for air to go in. So I pulled it off to make it easier to wash when I actually try to get it pretty and all whatnot. Pulled it off and just pulled the boot back and ultra grade back there on the air box, and then put a 2-inch cap on the inside of it and ultra grade it. And it sealed up good. I kind of wish now I would have painted it, but really it's kind of blends in, so can't really tell unless you're like, hey, what's that? Other than that, it looks fine. So I'm not too worried about that. The snorkel ran perfect. You can watch Mud Puppy's video to get all the degrees, but you need, I think it's like 3 45s, 2 95s, a 12-inch piece, an 8-inch piece, and a boot, and ultra gray. Everything is now dielectric grease, so that's all up to par. I went over every fitting. The only thing that I couldn't get apart was the I don't know if you can see it from right here, but the 4-wheel drive actuator sensor, or not sensor, but plug that goes to the 4-wheel drive actuator. I couldn't get it apart to get dielectric grease in there, so I just undid it from the frame where they mount it way down there. Undid it and brought it up. It's right over here. Right here. That's it. I gotta re-zip tie it because I broke it broke the zip ties trying to get it back apart. So I'm gonna have to re-zip tie that real quick before we leave. But we're going to Moccasin Creek tonight, so I've just been out here kind of tidying things up and making sure everything's where it needs to be, pulling grass out the axles and stuff like that and cleaning it. I figured I'd make a little update video from the last one because there are some things that are different, like the snorkel and the speaker and all that I changed. I'm not gonna run a lift. I kind of thought about putting a lift on it, 2.5-inch lift, but everything that I kind of look at and watch, everybody that puts a 2.5-inch lift on their Honda starts breaking axles. So they keep it stock. They don't break no axles with aftermarket tires, or heavy duty mud tires, I should say. They won't break any axles because the Honda axles are pretty strong until you start putting them in the weird angles. The stock ones are. This grass is aggravating. See him pull it out for days. I need to take it all completely apart when I get done riding this weekend. Oh yeah, and on the winch, they have that stupid little sleeve on them. Boondocks, I was having a problem with them getting hung up in these rollers, so you can see I completely did away with that sleeve that's in there. It's kind of stupid and pointless. I don't understand why they're gonna put something on there that ain't really gonna work in the environment that it's intentionally made for, which would be mud. Because once you get mud all over it, then it won't fit in the rollers, and it'll start going up the rope and jamming up, and won't let it come in the rollers. So I did away with that. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. Should kind of cover it up. Oh yeah, and I got a new truck. So if anybody would like to see a video on it and kind of see what I want to do with it, you can comment that below. I might do one anyway, just cause the Yoda, she's gone. I'm gonna miss her, but I need something a little bit bigger to pull my boat and pull 2 4-wheelers. So I'm gonna let that be it on this video. Well, next time you see a video should be next weekend, maybe. When we get back from Moccasin Creek, we'll be there all weekend, waiting on a buddy of mine to get off work so he can come by and pick my 4-wheeler up. Then I gotta go get the camper. We'll be heading down there. It's a 3-hour drive, so we should get down there about 8 o'clock tonight, I think. Right about 8:30. We gotta get checked in and set up, and we went ahead and bought a camper spot before. That way we bought one about a month and a half ago. That way we'd have a spot with full hookups, electric and water. We got a big old 5th wheel, so this should be nice. So if any of y'all are down there and you see me, just say what's up. Not that I have that many people that watch me, but still. But, all right, I'll see y'all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe.